Hi Dollar Divas, welcome to Behind the Vanity. I'm Jessica. So today is Makeup and Celebrity Sunday, and last week's was pretty heavy, so I'm keeping it really light and fun and easy today, and I'm just going to be sharing kind of a list of celebrities that I would love to share a glass of wine with. You know, just personalities that I've seen on TV. I may not know much about some of these people, but they've just captured me at some point seeing them on TV and just seemed like someone I would love to sit and talk with for a little while. And of course, we're gonna get this makeup look. There's no rhyme or reason to the products. They're just it's actually just a look that I've been doing a lot lately, like an eye look I've been doing a lot lately. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of put on some makeup, talk about some celebrities. If you do enjoy this kind of thing, I will have my entire Makeup and Celebrity Sunday playlist link down below if you're interested. It's just where we put on makeup and talk about all things celebrity, pop culture, TV, movie oriented, all that good stuff. So I'll have that down below. And if you are new, I do hope that you will take just a second and subscribe and hit that bell. That way you don't miss a future upload. I love to do Makeup and Celebrity Sunday videos most every week, if not every other week. And I also do a lot of Dollar Tree makeup and haul oriented content. So if you're interested in that, you are definitely in the right place. And of course, if you're returning, thank you so much for joining me for another Makeup and Celebrity Sunday. So without any more chit chat, let's just go ahead and get into today's video. So I did already do my eyebrows, and I will have all the products, whether they're on camera or not, listed down below in the description box. So we're just gonna go ahead with eyeshadow. So I recently picked up of course this is not a new product, but it's new to me. It's the Profusion Festival Palette, and I picked this up at a steal. I picked it for $7.99 at a store called the Burke's Outlet, which is also where I got my Mirage palette for the same price. So, you know, the package of course says originally 16. So I have been loving this lately. And so I'm gonna do a look that I've kind of been doing a lot recently. So it's just gonna be something that I know and something that I've done quite a bit. So I'm gonna go into this lightest shade right here and just kind of put this just kind of all over, just kind of a base. I don't ever know if visually this makes a difference, but it does help your darker shades go on a lot smoother. So it's kind of good practice to do. I don't always do it. I often forget and I just go right into color. So now it's kind of like an orangey gold kind of an eye that I've been working lately. And so I'm gonna go into this shade right here is called Fortune. That first shade was called Winning. So this list is pretty random, and I'm sure I'm gonna think of more people and be able to do this again sometime. And just because, you know, these celebrities I would love to sit and have a drink with, I might not know a lot about them. They might just be celebrities that I'd seen in an interview or something like that and don't really know much about, to be honest. But their personalities just seem, you know, like someone I'd want to spend some time with. So the first one is Leslie Jordan. I'd only kind of heard, you know, I don't really know a whole lot about him, but I was watching that show recently with Mayim Bialik about the cats. And he is just, I mean, he is just the absolute cutest thing. You know, he's older. He just seems like someone that has kind of, I'm sure he's got some stories, and he just seems like one of the funniest people ever. Like, he just seems so cute. Like, who wouldn't? And I was just like, oh my gosh, I need this guy in my life. So I'm gonna take that same brush and go into this more orange shade called Beat and just kind of build this up just like a little bit more. So I believe these earrings I also purchased at the Burke's Outlet recently as well. I get a lot of earrings from there because they're really so cool and they have such a cool selection. And if you don't know the Burke's Outlet, it's kind of like a TJ Maxx, Ross type of a store. And if you live up north, I kind of compare it a little bit more to like an AJ Wright, if you've ever shopped at an AJ Wright. It's like AJ Wright, from what I remember when I lived up north, it's kind of like a cheaper version of like TJ Maxx and like Marshalls and all that kind of stuff. And I kind of feel like Burke's is the same. So now I'm gonna concentrate this shade here is called Hot AF. So I'm gonna put that kind of in that crease and really kind of get this concentrated. I'm using a different brush, a little bit more of like a more compact brush, and just kind of really get that beautiful kind of bright shade, kind of making it look like the sun. So the next person I would love to have a glass of wine with is Betty White. I mean, now I've watched like documentaries on her, so I know a bit about her and, you know, her amazing career. In fact, she'd be a great person to feature because she has just, I think she's one of those people like Frank Sinatra that she's had a career like since her 20s or something like that. Like she's been in the business for like 70 years, which is unbelievable. Like I forget that she's 90. I mean, you know, it's like when I was little, when I was young and used to watch the Golden Girls, she was like, she seemed so old back then. And now looking back, it's like, oh my God, you know, I mean, she doesn't seem old to me now. You know what I mean? It's just, she just seems like she would be such a good time. Of course, that show Hot in Cleveland, you know, she was just so funny. And she just does. She just seems very cool. You know, she seems like someone that even though she's older, she's kind of in tune with what young people might have going on and interested. You know, she seems like she would be interested and not just so set in her ways that she couldn't understand things from like younger people. That's just how like I feel her to be, you know? I'm just gonna kind of blend this a bit. So now I wanna kind of smoke this out just a bit. So I'm gonna first go into this shade here called Bossy, and then we're gonna go into that shade right below it, which is a little bit darker. And I guess as we sit here today, all the people on this list are still living. I need to maybe make a list of people that have passed, because it just so happens that the people that I picked for this list they just happen to all be alive. But I probably should try to come up with a list of people that have passed that I would love to have a drink with. Ooh, I'm making a mess. Oh my gosh, I'm just so heavy-handed. If I don't have my foundation on, I like do not bother to tap the brush off or anything like that. I'm so much more careful when I have my foundation. Now I'm gonna go into that shade right underneath it. It's called Champ. I'm gonna try to be a little bit neater. And I'm gonna blend this all out with a clean brush. So the next person on my list, I have seen her in interviews, and I've actually heard, I don't know how true this is, that she's not as cool as she seems, but I really don't want to believe that, and so I'm not going to, is Reba Mcintyre. I think I saw her on The Talk within the last year or two, and she just seemed so likable and fun to me, and just seemed like someone like, and so far a lot of these people are older than me, and I love the company of older people, especially older women. I love any opportunity I have to become friends with an older woman. I just, you know, there's something that's relatable to me, but even not, I do like to learn. So like, you'll notice a lot of these women, you know, not my age, you know, or even really close to my age. But yeah, Reba Mcintyre just seems cool. She just seems fun, someone you could laugh with, someone, you know, that just, you know, might be a little opinionated, but it's okay. You know what I mean? I mean, I love a strong personality. I don't mind somebody that is opinionated, even if I don't agree with them, as long as they're kind and entertaining. Like, for me, that's kind of, in some ways, a preference for me. Okay, I might smoke it out a little bit more, but I'm gonna go ahead and add some fun. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take like a flat brush. I'm gonna go into this shade right here, Zenith. Take some setting spray. This is the Hard Candy Long Wear Sheer Envy setting spray. Pack this on my brush. The quality of these shadows really are very, very good. I mean, I can't believe this is an $8 palette. These Profusion palettes are excellent, really excellent. Like if you can, it's good quality if you pay full price, like $16 or whatever. But man, to find them even a little bit cheaper than that is a steal. And actually, I see a lot of different Profusion palettes on sale at these stores. I do only buy things that really speak to me, like the color stories and stuff. But you really can find them at different stores. And like I said, they are worth full price, but it's so nice to be able to even get a deal on them. That's a really pretty shade. I'm gonna kind of blend this a bit. I'm gonna kind of go back into that Hot AF shade, that really bright color, and just kind of concentrate that up there a little bit. I think I'm very lightly gonna go into this shade here. It's called Onyx. And just take kind of like a brush, kind of like with longer bristles, and I'm just gonna really lightly just darken this up. I don't wanna do too much. I just want it to be a little bit more smoked out. I am gonna add like liner, like a wing and all that good stuff. So this is what we've got right now. We're gonna come back and finish with the eyeshadow, but I'm gonna move on to liner and lashes, the face, and we'll come back. So I'm gonna put on some mascara. The LA Colors Perfect Lash, it's worn off. I think I got this at like Big Lots some time ago and I just opened it. And it's already worn off, but I'm just putting this for like underneath my lashes. So I'm gonna use this LA Colors eye marker in black for my liquid liner. I just recently did a video of like the makeup from the Dollar Tree I haven't been able to put down lately. This is one of them. So the next person on my list, and she had a cooking show a while back. I don't know if she still has her cooking show, but I loved it. I fell in love with her, is Tiffany Amber Thiessen. I don't even know if she goes by Tiffany Amber Thiessen anymore, but Tiffany Thiessen. She had a cooking show. I guess it was on the Cooking Channel, and it was called like Dinner at Tiffany's or something like that. And she was really, really good. Like really good. So likable, good at what she, like, of course her food looked awesome. And just, like I said, I just fell in love with her. I didn't watch a whole lot of like Saved by the Bell growing up. And I think when I did, she wasn't my favorite. I think I liked Lisa the best, but like, yeah, I fell in love with her on that show, and she just seems like such a cool person. She just seems like a good girl. You know what I mean? Everything I've ever heard about her says that she is. So she just seems like a really, really good person and a lot of fun, and just, she seems like she would be really easy to hang out with and talk to and, you know, and have a drink with. So for lashes, these are Ionis, and I think they're the ones, I used them in a Get Ready With Me. The packaging had like the skull on it. And I think they were in the style Catrice, but they're beautiful. I have worn them a few times. So I'm gonna pop these on and I will be right back. Okay, my lashes are on. The glue is not yet dry, but these lashes are so, so pretty. So let's move on to the face and finish up the eyes and all that good stuff. So for face, I'm gonna go ahead and use this Wet n Wild Coverall foundation. This is in Fairlight, one of my favorites from the Dollar Tree. So the next person that I put on my list is someone that I got to know. Of course I know she's a singer, and she was like a hip hop singer and stuff like that. But I kind of got to know her on the show The Talk, is Eve. And when they first were looking for someone to replace Aisha Tyler, who I really liked, I really liked, they were like auditioning people, having people on there, and I really liked Monica, the singer Monica, and they had Eve on there and they picked her, and I thought it was such an odd choice, but as the show went on, I realized like she was like my favorite. She just seems really cool, you know what I mean? Again, just really, she seems really easy to talk to. She's like got like a strong personality, but someone that you could discuss things with, talk about things with, but yet very kind, funny, all that kind of thing. She just seems like someone I would like get along with really, really well. This foundation is so good. So for concealer, I'm trying to use this up. It's the Revlon Photo Ready Concealer. This is in light medium, and I use this a lot for contour, but I'm trying to finish it up, so I've been using it also for like concealer as well. I do love like a stick product like this. So everything looks a little light, but we're gonna darken it all up, not to worry. So I'm gonna dig into this Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder Palette. This is a fairly recent purchase, and I just love it. I love it because you have the really dark shades, of course it's all matte, but you have the lighter shades too, and I just usually end up swirling them together, especially right now, but when my skin's a little bit lighter, I can use the lighter shade if I want to, only the lighter shade. Of course, it can be used for like a dark contour. Just want to kind of get my neck covered. I have not been diligent at using my neck cream lately. Use a smaller brush for the rest of my face. But I can tell, man. I can tell. That stuff does make a difference if you use it twice a day. Just in a few days, you'll notice just that tightness happen. Notice it in my pictures too when I go to edit my pictures. I mean, it's crazy to me. It's just, so it's not a miracle, it's just one of those products that when you use it, you do notice a difference. And the product I'm talking about has been in my favorites at some point. It was the Crepe Erase neck cream. Love it, love it, love it. So the next person on my list is someone that just, whenever I see him on TV, he just seems like the kind of guy that I would have been friends with in high school. Like the kind of guy that like you'd go to the mall with, completely platonic. He probably had a crush on you, but he didn't make it creepy. And your parents were totally cool with him like hanging out in your room because they knew nothing was gonna happen. This guy just reminds me of that person, you know? And I'm talking about Duff Goldman. So he's, you know, like a cook. He does, you know, stuff like food oriented. I love a lot of people kind of in the Food Network, cooking channel kind of realm, you know. But yeah, I just think he just seems so fun. Like I said, he just seems like the perfect guy friend. You know what I mean? Just like completely like a straight guy friend. And, you know, and he just seems fun. He just seems like he'd be fun to cook with, you know, and just all of that kind of thing. And of course, fun to spend some time and have a drink with. So for blush, I'm gonna be using my NARS Orgasm X blush because it's just so pretty on tan skin. So I'm just gonna use a brush, and this stuff here requires a very light hand because it is very pigmented. This is one of those splurge items. If you wanna splurge on something, a NARS blush will never disappoint. So for highlighter, I'm gonna use this Wet n Wild Mega Glow Loose Highlighting Powder. This is an all Glown Up. Got this at the Dollar Tree recently. Just a beautiful kind of goldish shade. Too heavy-handed, but we know I'm going to. So someone that I saw on the Wendy Williams show recently is Vivica Fox. And she was a great interview because just seemed cool as can be. She just had such, whatever questions she was asked, she just had such great answers. And she, like I said, she was just a great guest on her show. And just, again, someone I kind of fell in love with. I saw her and heard her interview and just watched how she interacted with Wendy, and she just seemed like the coolest person ever. And I was like, you know, I could hang out with her. She seems like she would be a good time and just someone that you could just sit and have good conversation with. So Vivica Fox is definitely someone I'd love to have a drink with. So for kind of around my jaw, I'm gonna use this LA Colors highlighter in Shine Bright. Mine is almost gone. So for kind of powder, I'm gonna use my Essence Brighten Up powder. I've made short work of this right here. And I'm gonna use kind of one of these powder beauty blender sponges. This is from Real Techniques. Put this under my eyes, kind of on my T-zone. Then to get kind of a bronzier glow, I'm gonna use this LA Colors bronzer. It's very, very shiny. This is in Sun Goddess, but I'm just gonna add kind of a bit. I am just kind of feeling a slightly shimmery bronzer these days, just like a hint of it. So that's it. Like I said, just a hint, I'm not afraid. So I'm gonna go and finish up the eyes. I'm gonna add a little bit of this. This is the CoverGirl eyeshadow single in Champagne. Just a little bit underneath my brow bone, just to add a little bit of highlight. I am gonna spray. So now I'm gonna add some liner in my waterline. This is just the L'Oreal Silkissime discontinued, but like my favorite. I'm gonna go into my waterline. So speaking of Wendy Williams, that is also somebody I would love to have a drink with. Now I know, you know, she is not everybody's favorite person. I do watch her show, you know, when I can. I don't watch every single day. I don't watch anything every single day. But, you know, and I know there's a lot of people that don't like her. And, you know, there are times I don't agree with her, but I do really like her. You know, I do really like her, and she's been kind of a favorite celebrity of mine for a long time. And probably the last 6 or so years. And so, you know, she's someone I would love to share a drink with. You know, she's just one of those people I've always liked. Whether I've agreed with her or not, I've always enjoyed her. Okay, so now I'm gonna kind of smudge some more color underneath my lash line and find something for the inner corner. So for underneath, I'm gonna go into this color Croquet or Crochet. I don't really know which it is, but I'm gonna smudge that. Tap off my brush so I don't make a mess, and just kind of go along underneath my eye. So I think for my inner corners, I'm gonna go into this shade here, Strobe Lights. kind of on a precision brush. This one's from the Dollar Tree. I'm gonna pack that on there and spray. I have been just absolutely loving this palette lately. I did a Dollar Tree version of makeup I can't stop reaching for, but I also did a drugstore version of that. I will have both of those linked down below, but I don't think I had this palette at that time, or else it would have made it on that list. But, you know, that's one of those things that it's ever changing. You know, you kind of gravitate towards things for a period of time and then you don't. So that list I know is always going to be kind of ever changing, so I will do it again. But yeah, this is kind of a newer thing now that has already changed, you know? So I'm gonna finish up with my lips and tell you the last person I would love to have a drink with. But let me show you the products first. I'm gonna use this, found this at the Dollar Tree. It's actually an eyeliner, but I'm gonna use it as a lip liner. It's the Maybelline New York Lasting Drama Matte Automatic Pencil. This is in Rusty Terracotta. Then I'll be using the e.l.f. Mint Melt Lip Plumping Gloss. This is in Mint Chocolate. So the last person on this list today is one of my favorite people on TV. And if you know anything about me, I think I've mentioned this maybe once in a video. I love to watch QVC and not buy anything. I'm one of those. So I love In the Kitchen with David, and I love David. So yeah, so David from In the Kitchen with David is someone I would also love to have a glass of wine with. I mean, I think anyone that watches it wants to. You know, and I guess, so to speak, I do. I watch that show and I QVC and watch him sell stuff and listen to him talk and don't buy anything. So I guess in a sense, I'm just enjoying his company. I actually used to have a friend that used to be on JTV, and there was a period of time I'd be alone, I'd be home alone, and I would turn it on to hear her voice because it was like she was there, like it was actually company. Like it was, I feel like having QVC on is having company the way like a cat is company. It's like they're there, but they're not really there, you know? And so I guess that's kind of how I am with David, because I know that's how I was with my friend. And she would have a code word. One time it was shenanigans. And I knew when she said shenanigans, that was for me. But yeah, so that is just one of those stupid things that like I enjoy. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. I know a few of you probably do the same thing. This lip gloss is really good. And that eyeliner makes an amazing lip pencil. This is a really great combination. So I hope you enjoyed another Makeup and Celebrity Sunday. This one was just really simple and lighthearted, and I do hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, this list will be ever changing because I'll think of more people. And so yeah, anyway, so drop a comment down below and let me know who are some celebrities, living or not, that you would love to share a glass of wine with or a cup of coffee with. Like, who would you love to just sit and talk with? And definitely comment down below and let me know. I will have my entire Makeup and Celebrity Sunday playlist linked down below, as well as the videos that I mentioned. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.